So share a little bit of things that I think is very, very important. Matthew's, met him a while back, and just from the energy that you, when I first met you, I see is quadruple, and that's important because to be able to have a passion, but also to want to seek knowledge to be able to get better and make your community better. You're on the mark right now. I really want to say that as an artist too, and say that you're also you came from another environment, and you to me it's like the word of being intelligent means you have to be able to adapt. And I feel you're one of the most intelligent artists that I've met thus far because you have to be able to adapt and take in information and then give it back. That's very important because you want stability. And that was one of the reasons why I felt it was very important to be able to have you here. And why don't you tell a little bit about yourself before we get going?
Thank you, Charles. Thank you. So my name is Mathieu JN Baptiste, and I'm from Haiti. And I moved to the States like in 2009. It's been almost like 12 years. And making use of my home was very like a great thing because, when I came here, I almost felt like, as if I was in Haiti. And the culture and the arts and everything over here is almost like the only thing that is different over here compared to back home is like the infrastructures and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm gonna make use of my second home.
My other question is, the artwork, was it more competitive in Haiti, or was it something that doesn't matter? It's like if you have the drive, you'll be able to accomplish your goals. Did you have difficulties accomplishing your goal there?
Back home, like, it's more relaxed because, the way we set up back home is different than in the States. Over here, being an artist, the bills don't stop. So you still got to maintain, like, your artistic skills, and at the same time, trying to open e-commerce in the sense of, like, to actually to pay and sustain your family and stuff like that.
What was your first art piece to say, well, this is what I'm going to do? Or what piece did you see that made that impact on you to make you say, that's what I want, or that's who I want to be? What was that moment, that epiphany?
So when I was 11, I was very privileged that a group came from Boston and they went to Haiti. And at that time, I think I was 13 or 14. And they started a whole climate change contest. So, because Haiti, we suffer like climate change, like, every day, like, because we don't have a system like the state has,
Like erosion, I don't want to use the proper word, because when you change the way you feed yourself, the way you plant items, it changed the whole climate. So I can relate to that.
Yeah. So even our trash system is different. So we kind of discard those things all over the streets and stuff like that. So and you know what plastic can do to the actual ocean, the earth, and everything. So when they started that contest, I was a 14-year-old, so they saw talent in me, but they included me amongst the kids that had to represent my neighborhood, with in the contest. So, I went to it and I created a piece that was very, to me, I felt like, it was okay, but the acknowledgement I got from the board about the drawing was mind-blowing. And I got first place. And the prize for the contest was me going to Boston for a solo show.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Imagine you being 14 and then your first plane ride and then your first $1,000 in your pocket. So you felt like you were living the dream. So from there, when I went to Boston, the way I saw people was really looking at my work, and then the interpretation they were giving towards my work. As a kid, I did not even know, it was worth all that. And because back home, sometimes we just draw to show skills, like be good and stuff like that. But one person, so my work was in the womb. People were saying big words and stuff about it, and I was feeling myself. So, and then from there, I was like, man. So when I went back home, I sat with a group of kids my age, and I told them like, it's good to show skills, but if you can show something that can impact the world and other cultures, so that will make your art get seen quicker. So from that, I became some type of inspiration for other kids to see, like, don't just paint pretty pictures. So paint something that years from now people can look at it and say, hey, you did something good for the community or for the world or something. So you asking that is kind of funny because yesterday, one of the pieces I made for that show in Boston came on my feed, like, on Facebook. And I was like, wow. Because in that piece, I have the world melting. And then now you can kind of see what we're dealing right now with the heat and stuff like that. So that was a way of me predicting, like, climate change in a sense of, like, to make people be aware that climate change is real and stuff like that. So
That's fantastic. And one of the most important words when you thinking about that is value. How do you see value in yourself? You saw enough value in yourself to be able to say, well, this is something I want to do. And the reaction of the value that you have within yourself was shown from having first place, because first place is something that you're the number one.
yeah.
So that means that a lot of people looked at your piece from a different perspective and saw the value of what you're displaying. So that's important.
I always say to people, like, validation is good, but to be honest with you, in the group where I became first place, there were plenty of talented kids that was in there, like, being 14, being get first place or second place, those tears gonna come out and stuff like that. And my word to them was like, first place, that's a validation to just like make you feel like you're going somewhere, but that don't mean like your art is not good or something. So some of these kids now, they doing great things in Haiti, like still drawing, still doing artwork, still doing murals and stuff like that, traveling the world. And some of them they got kids now. So yeah, it's just I see first place was given to me as a sense of like, hey, amongst all the kids, we like your subject better. Not that you can paint better, not that your art is painted better per se. So yeah.
Well, the other thing is opportunity, because
Yep.
you have to look at that as an opportunity. And we're sitting here right now in the Houston Public Library and we're having a conversation about your work, because everyone has an opportunity who takes it. And to me, that's very important. And I always let creative minds or just people in general, everyone has the opportunities who chooses to take it with the responsibility of it. Because there's a lot of responsibility to accept the role that you have right now.
Exactly.
And why, I guess, why are you part of Connect, this part of this particular series?
First, I want to say, like, the show. I mean, when you reach out to me, your gallery, like, as busy as I am, like, I couldn't say no. And like I said, coming back around in full circle, I always respect the people that always been with me, that works with me from day one. And, to be honest with you, like, you're one of them. I would feel some type of resentment, like, if I would say, like, no, because, you're kind of like a mentor to me. So that's, to me, I'm in the show because of strong respect for you, and at the same time, I think I have Haiti on my back myself. Like, I have to showcase Haiti in the sense of like showing that the way we portray or on social media or on Google, we're not just that. So there's a whole different side of Haiti that people have not seen yet. Or I do know if you Google Haiti right now, so gang violence will flood all over the face. So I want people to see somebody that from Haiti who was born and raised, did not move to the state till I was like 18, and then still being able to be on the straight path, like, you know, I mean, I speak English now, I still got the accent, I still got everything. So I want people to see, like, you know, that's a Haitian brother doing great things. So Haiti has plenty of other people like myself, but, you know, the media kind of like, you know, take what's going on, like a portion of what's going on in Haiti, and blow it up, like, you know, to make us look different. So a part of me being in the show is to actually showcase Haiti in a different level.
That's great, and to me, that's honorable, and to me, I consider you as a creative ambassador, you know, not just for Haiti, but for also for Houston, because in order to change things or to get people in the right state of mind, you have to be able to create change. And this is a great opportunity to be able to have a conversation, you know, in reference to that, because you can have a platform, but if you don't have anything in your mind, the platform is neutralized. So I really appreciate your mindset, and also just the ability to never forget where you come from. And there's three things that always keep my mind together. You got to know where you come from, who you are, and where you're going. Those three things is universal, and it can be displayed in different ways. And I feel that you're doing an excellent job of using those three elements. So tell me more about you got some fantastic work, and what I like about the pieces that you have. I see different styles, and I saw a little bit of your community. I saw a little bit where you actually saw, you know, the craftsmanship, and I saw a lot of different things going into your work. Tell me a little more about why you chose the work that you have to show.
So basically, like, you know, the way I work in series. Like sometimes, you know, I take a step back and look at what's going on, and then from there, I would create a body of work. Sometimes it could be 12 pieces, sometimes it could be 10 pieces, and then from there, you know, with those work, I would make a show, and then sometimes I'm fortunate enough to have all of them sold, but sometimes people don't sell. I still have those work. When I display all of them together, people will be like, "Is this you? Is this you? Is this you?" So I want to make it very clear that, you know, as an artist, I know sometimes it's good to have a brand where somebody see a piece, they would see maybe sunglasses often. They will see maybe that badge often on your pieces. As soon as they see it, oh, that's Charles Washington. So that's something that, you know, as an artist, I always kind of struggle with, because at present is what's really concerning me. So, like, if I was to come to the public library today and they would tell me to make pieces about what's going on in here, I would sit with the librarian and find out what's going on in this space. And then from there, I would create a body of work to actually speak on what's going on at the library. So I picked those pieces because I felt like, you know, it was a great representation of myself, like, you know, because the stuff that that, you know, I have in the show is pretty much like, you know, how I started as an artist. Saying, like, you know, coming back around full circle, it's mostly like, this is the style I started with, and I felt like, you know, if I'm showing, like, you know, work through Honorary Art Gallery through the city of Houston to represent Haiti, I felt like, you know, I had to go back to my roots to actually showcase, like, you know, who I am and what I represent, and showing myself as being the ambassador for Haiti in Houston. So yeah, that's why I picked those pieces that I in the show.
Those very impressive pieces.
Thank you.
And just as you're saying, in the past I didn't have I use my mind as well. I create what I want to create,
Yeah.
you know, and as I move further in my life, I realized that I'm a Renaissance man. I just leave it point blank like that because I have a list of things that I feel that if I think it, I can manifest it. And where it's going the right direction towards direction for me to give an opinion to make life better for myself and my surrounding, that's my brand. I don't change what I do.
Yeah.
I create different things than what I have already been achieved all along. So, you know, and to me, that's an artist. That's an artist's brand.
Yeah.
They have the ability to do that because I don't know your work. You know, although you do those different things, I will know your work.
Yeah. So that's one thing. Like I can talk to other people. Like they will tell me, "Well, I see a lot of circles in your work. Keep the circles." But me, I like to just like when I get in the studio, if I'm shooting for this subject, maybe I don't see the circle in my mind right now. Maybe I don't see the pattern of the bees right now in my head. And if I'm talking about climate change, maybe circle is not the best element for me to put in certain pieces. So, but some people they feel like by just looking at the piece, they need to be able to relate or connect that with who it's from or the artist or whatnot. So, but me, I'm like, if you got to research to find out who's the artist, that's what you're gonna have to do because I want to do me. I want to always like be myself because I think being an artist is to be able to do you first before you can do whatever you do for others. So if you can do it for yourself and feel good in your own environment, me being here, I'll not be able to speak freely and let people know and trying to inspire people with what I do because I would feel like I'm doing other people's mindset. So, yeah.
What's the favorite medium you like to work? What makes you like, this is what doesn't matter?
To be honest with you, I manipulate all mediums. So, but the one I like the most is oil, and it's funny because oil is something that they have to teach you on how to use it. And there was that day, because acrylic artist, because back home, it's already hot, and then when you paint with oil, it takes oil to dry. The heat will not help those paintings. And I just like one day, and that was in the state actually. So when I was back home, I was all acrylic, and that was that day I saw one oil painting. After I went to the Museum of Fine Arts, and then I was like, that's oil. I thought it was acrylic because the way it looked and stuff like that. So I was like, I want to do a painting with oil. And I went to Texas Art Supplies and purchased a load of supplies and stuff, and I started painting with oil. And then now my main medium right now is oil. So technically, it's a very dangerous supplies to use because with the smell that comes out of it is very toxic. So I made my research first on how to use it to be able to not damage my health and I use all the gears and stuff like that, so I look like a robot when I'm in the studio painting. So yeah, oil is my medium, and I love it.
Well, that's great, and I use the word reckless. There are creative minds that are sometimes very reckless, and they don't understand that longevity, you have to do your research because if not, there's a lot of friends that I don't have here anymore because of that mindset that I'm going to be here forever and I'm going to do whatever I want. You have to follow the guidelines of health and also the process.
Yes.
So you can actually become that person, and have the longevity.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes as artists, we care about bringing the artwork into existence. Sometimes we forget about maybe me smelling this over time will catch up with my health, so we don't care about stuff like that. It's the creativity we care about. But later we will wish that we thought about those things sooner. So one of my we did a mural for the rodeo last year, and the guy who gave us the forklift training, and he said like, I don't care about how the artwork looks. I want you to be able to walk home every day.
Exactly.
Because we were painting that, I think it was 2,000 feet high downtown, one of those high rises and stuff. So we had to use a swing stage to actually get up there. And I used to see people cleaning windows in those things, and then seeing me and one of them painting a mural, I was like, whoa. And then he said, Matthew, I know you're gonna be up things, making sure you go home every day. So, and that stuck with me till now. Sometimes, you know, you have to do it 50-50. You know, as you care about the creativity, you have to care about your well-being too, because if you're not healthy enough to bring the work out, so there's no work. So now that's what me living in the state now does for me. It makes me see like art in a different way. So not just caring about bringing this beautiful masterpiece out. It's about your entire environment. If you have a team, you don't just care about your team. You care about you don't care about yourself. You care about the team too. So yeah.
Well, this has been a fantastic talk, and before we get off the air, I want to again congratulate you to another person added to your family. That's important, and I really see you doing great things, and just keep doing what you're doing, and I really appreciate you being the show.
For information on this program and our next artist talk, please visit houstonlibrary.org/events. Please be sure to check out Matthew's and our other featured artist works at the Mayor's Office of Rotunda. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.